All right, YouTube, how you doing? Welcome back to the channel. It is Saturday, March 1st. We are traveling, like I told you guys yesterday, so we do have a hybrid version of our NBA plays video today. Normally, we're going through the whole slate, giving you my breakdown and prediction on the side, on the total, and any other player props that we like within the game as well. Today, a little bit of an abbreviated version of that. We have 2/3 plays that I'm liking on this NBA slate, player prop related, and then at the end of the video, we also have a parlay as well, moneyline parlay. So we'll jump into that. But first, let's take a peek at last night. A 1 and 2 night. Jason Tatum over 3.5 threes. That cashes with ease. That was the plus money play we had. And then the other ones we did have to sweat out. So they weren't like the worst of reads. They clearly weren't the best of reads either, but a couple baskets here and there. Maybe we're looking at dubs, but we're looking at L's. We had the Hawks team total under 115.5. They finished with 119, and then the Raptors Bulls finished right around 240-ish, right? So a few baskets there obviously didn't go our way, but a 1 and 2 night, losing a little bit off the top. I do like that at least we hit the plus money play, but still in the red, which we don't necessarily want, right? But we've been a little hot. Time to cool down. There's a ton of snow outside. It's tough to stay hot in the snow. In terms of where we have for our ride of the day, looks like King Preezy comes through yet again. Two team totals in a row now. He took Cleveland team total over, which if you just watched the first quarter of that game and shut it off, Celtics Cavs last night, you'd be like, oh my God, the Celtics are going to run away with this. They're going to roll. Literally couldn't be less of the case. Celtics team came out hot, and it was almost you kind of felt it slip, 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 slip throughout the rest of the game, right? Even looking at the quarter by quarter, that kind of runs down. So yeah, the King Preezy comes through with the Cavs team total for the ride of the day. Make sure you use that hashtag ride of the day down below. We are traveling, so we'll try and post it, but if not, keep an eye down in the comments because King Preezy, we're still riding with his play, so make sure to keep an eye down on the comments. But all right, let's jump into play number one here, which like I said, it's kind of two plays in one. We're going to be splitting a unit on both of these. Dante Exum over 2.5 assists. And then also I'm throwing the points plus assists in there. Now, I'll come out and say this right away. If he doesn't get the minutes, say he only plays 18, 19 minutes, I'm worried about, honestly, both of these. Maybe not the assists as much because he can accidentally stumble into, 3 assists, but we're going to need some minutes. I want him to play 20 plus minutes here. When he does that, 6 of 6 so far this season, averaging 7 potential assists per game. He even had a game a couple games ago where he had 11 potential assists, right? So I do think he's going to have the ability. The reason I'm adding the points in as somewhat of a safety net too in the separate part of the play is because going up against his Bucks team, the two ways that he's going to score is going to be off the pick and roll as a ball handler, as well as spot up. Those are two spots where yes, this Bucks team has been good defensively, but then there's been times that they're bad defensively. These really aren't two of the best Bucks defensive situations. And then even with the assists, the Bucks have kind of flip-flopped in terms of their defensive identity, but realistically not playing the best paint defense as of right now. In the last 3 games, bottom 5 in terms of preventing points in the paint, which is where over 30% of Dante Exum's assists come from. So I think marrying these two, if you just had to pick one, maybe it's the points plus assists. That sort of is like the quantity play. I do think if he's going to get a shortage of minutes, which he's been playing, again, maybe 19, 18, we want 20 plus. If he gets, 18, he could still hit that 3 assist mark, I feel like. So both of these, I think, are very viable for multiple reasons. But honestly, at its core, I think this matchup and the game kind of fits really well as well, right? If we look at the total in this game, right around that kind of meaty number of 230-ish. So there should be points scored. We should have a decent pace. Dallas +3. We should have a decent, competitive game. So if Dante Exum, again, I'll sound like a broken record. If he gets the minutes, I like both of these plays. So a full unit in total there, splitting it up half on each. And then we're going to take a peek at a moneyline parlay, which it's a little, I guess you could say it's a little, little slimy here. Memphis against the Spurs, and then the Warriors at the Sixers. Let's start with Memphis. The real reason, I guess, and rationale behind this one is simply because, well, throwing the fact that Memphis is going to be a team that likes to score in the paint, and I would say that this San Antonio team has really lost their defensive identity, right, when it comes to stopping points in the paint, with obviously Victor Wembanyama going down. So I do like the idea of, them being able to score in the paint, whether it's Ja, whether it's Jaren Jackson. I think we could have some success there. I couldn't exactly pick which player. Like, it wasn't a Ja spot for me because of the isolation defense and the pick and roll defense. And then Jaren Jackson, 22.5 points just seemed a little bit high. So I was like, okay, well, if they're both going to have good games, the two studs, why don't we look at them on the money line in some sort of a parlay, which, yeah, I don't mind these odds. It is a little bit juiced, but on FD, this is minus 154, right? Across other books, it's in the minus 170s, minus like late minus 170s. So even though this is a juice play, we are getting what I would consider, even based on the market, like 20 cents of value. So minus 154 tastes all right to me. So like I said, Memphis I think is going to dominate inside. That's really the biggest reason I like them. If they wanted to shoot from outside, I think that they could have some success. I will throw in the fact that San Antonio, though they've been really struggling down low, last three games here, they're the number one team from the perimeter. So I guess you can give them some credit there. That being said, their last three games: New Orleans, Houston. I'm calling BS on good perimeter defense, right? So I think Memphis will be able to score in multiple ways overall in this game. Now, why do we like the Warriors in this spot? Well, the Warriors obviously, no kidding, have been a really good team lately, right? They've won, what is it, seven of their last eight. They've covered in seven of their last eight. They've won five straight. They're playing some legitimate teams. They do have some duds in there, right? But they're playing really good basketball. They've scored over 120 in four straight games. They've scored over 130 in two of their last seven games, or two of their last eight or something. The offense is looking good, and the defense is still sticking right where it was. So I do like this spot against a Philadelphia team that has lost nine straight. They did just get the news about Joel Embiid. So it's like this team cannot be very high spirited right now. The spread in the game is 8.5. The Warriors are laying 8.5 on the road. I don't know if I like that number. I do think to some degree Philadelphia can play kind of competitively, but when push comes to shove, this healthy Warriors team, put an asterisk with that healthy, I'll talk about in a second. A healthy Warriors team, I should more so say a team that's playing good, should be able to compete. And you throw in the fact that Philadelphia is going to play small. This is much like what was that Dallas game that we liked Golden State in, right, where they won 126 to 102. Golden State's biggest weakness right now, and I don't even know if you call it a weakness, is that they really have not much of like that big guy presence down low. Kevon Looney, sure, TJ, like they just really don't. This Philadelphia team without Joel Embiid don't really have that either. So I do like the spot. Like you're getting Paul George at the four. A lot of times you'd be like, oh, Jimmy Butler at the four, that's kind of small. Paul George, I don't mind that matchup, right? Draymond versus Yabu down low, not all that bad. So I do think where you can get the Golden State Warriors is not where the Philadelphia Sixers even have the personnel. So that's why I like them on the money line. Jimmy Butler is listed as questionable. Now he's been dealing with what, back issues, back spasms. Him coming to the team kind of sparked this run, but even Jimmy Butler over the last couple games has stunk out loud. So it's not like this team's success is hinging on him. You know what I mean? So to me, if Jimmy Butler plays, great. If not, I still like it. Maybe you wait that out and you want to throw that in the parlay, and you might even get better odds. But as of right now, I'll still roll with the minus 154. I think that both these teams are far superior. The only kind of question I have is, are the Sixers like are they gonna bounce back at home? A lot of times when a guy gets injured, all of a sudden the team for one game, two games maybe rallies around it and surprises. But that's kind of like hearsay, right? Looking at the numbers, looking at the trends, looking at the teams and the personnel, this Warriors team should have what it takes to continue winning some games. So that is going to be play number two there, and that is going to be all we have for you guys. I know we get the comments and the guppies being like, why even do this video? It's short, it's short. I'd rather make a video and talk about it than not make a video at all, right? Like, I love doing the breakdown in the full slate games just as much as you guys like watching those. You know what I mean? Like, if I had it my way, I would do that. And maybe in the future, we do get a better setup on the go to be able to do that. But right now, yes, we do have the hybrid versions of the videos, which have been pretty good. I mean, I guess they've been inconsistent. Last year during the baseball season, when we were on the road, it was like an auto dub. I don't know if we're necessarily in that standing right now. But like I said, guys, that's going to wrap it up. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. If you made it this far in the video, go ahead and comment 8. You made it past the 8-minute mark, and I do truly appreciate it. Catch you guys in the next one, all right? Peace out.